it's Kathy Lake here, UK guest designer for Bello's Designs, and today's card is going to be a Wildflower Meadow. To make this card I did use quite a few of my Lavinia floral stamps. If you don't have as many stamps as I had, you can still do this card, but you may want to repeat the stamping of individual flowers. You can still create a really good effect with just a couple of flowers. So let's get started. I cut a piece of multifarious card, 4.25 by 6.5 inches, sorry, 6.25 inches. Then I cut a piece of green card, which was 4.75 inches by 6.75 inches. And I had a piece of card, once folded, measures 5 inches by 7 inches for the card base. The stamps I used for this project were the Lavinia Garden Poppy, LAV 689, the Lavinia Silhouette Foliage Set 683, and I used the one on the right, and the Bluebells LAV 002, the Wildflowers LAV 188, the Nigel Damascena, if that's how it's pronounced, LAV 119, and I used the one on the left, the smaller one. And with the butterflies LAV 126, I used the two bottom butterflies. I used the Lavinia Foxglove LAV 475, again I used the smaller one, and I used the Lavinia Orchard Grass, which is 672. The oxides I used for the background were mustard seed and festive berries, and for stamping the flowers I used VersaFine Clair, Chianti, Nocturne, Glamorous, Paradise and Twilight. So let's get started. I start using the mustard seed onto the brayer, and I put 1/2 of the brayer, only 1/2, and I do it about a dozen times, and then just that edge line there I get rid of, because sometimes you get a sharp line on your blending. And then starting in this corner, you do it quite light-handed, not too heavy, and you just go over one way, only one way. Don't go back and forth like this, just do it one way, and I do it from there towards me every time. Get that line off, and you just do this a few times to build up the layers. And then I'm going to do a bit of the festive berries. I'm not bothering to wipe it off the brush because I'm going to blend it in together anyway. Remembering to take that first line off so it doesn't leave a nasty sharp line, and it blends so much better. Now, once you've done that, if you think it's a bit too red, you can always just go over with the yellow again. I quite like that, but I'll just show you what the difference is if you... And then it makes it more of an orange. Well, I think that's blended enough. And then I'm going to spray it with my water spritzer. And you can maybe see, if I lift it up a bit, you can see all the water droplets on it. And I'm going to leave that for a couple of minutes. And then I get a clean piece of kitchen paper and just press it down. There we go. And now I'm just going to nip over and dry it off camera because my heat tool isn't near the camera, unfortunately. I'll be back in a moment. Right, I'm back. I've managed to dry it, and as you can see little white drops where the colour's been taken off from the water, which has a nice feel to the background. So I'm going to start with the Nigella Damascena, however you pronounce it. I'm not very good at this. I'm not a gardening person, so Damascena I think it is. So I'm going to use the small one, and I'm going to start by slightly curving it when I put it on the stand, and I'm going to use black for this one. Put that one there. And now I'm going to slightly curve it the other way. There. And I'm going to put one in the middle. If you don't like things symmetrical, you can put them two on one side, one on the other, but I tend to do things symmetrically whether I want to or not, which is a bit difficult sometimes. So with the it's the foxglove. Sorry, I got there in the end. So with the foxglove, do the top part in blue, and I do the bottom part in black. I'll put that one here. And I have a second generation one next to it. At this point it doesn't matter if they're not all on the bottom, because we will be putting some foliage and flowers along the bottom as well. I'm doing the same, blue on the top, black on the bottom. And again a second generation on that side. Now I'm going to do the poppy. Now for the poppy I'm going to do the top part red and the stem black, but because of the way it is, it's quite difficult to get the stem up to the end without going over like I did there. But that doesn't matter because I'm going to put it here. And when it's done, I get my black fine line pen and just go up to the end with my pen. Now, wildflowers, I'm going to do in Chianti. And then I'm going to do the bluebell. I'm going to do that in the same blue at the top, black at the bottom. just going to go over the blue there. And with this small foliage set, I'm going to do this one in Twilight. Oopsie. You can tell which ones get used more often. They don't get so sticky, and I need to give them a wash. That's all the flowers, and now I'm going to do the grass. Now with the smoothie, just going to go along the bottom of here. And now I'm going to use the little butterflies. I'm going to stamp those in Nocturne. No, that didn't stamp quite so well. I'm just going to go that tiny bit with black pen. And using a white pen, just going to do a few little dots on the edges of the butterfly. I'm just going to cover some of these lines in white. Just to make them stand out a little bit. Now with the poppy, just going to do the centre of that bit black. And I think that's enough. I'm going to, as you can see, I used this card before for something and didn't like it, so rather than waste it, I just use the other side. Again, I use a tape run a pen because I find it convenient. But if you like the glue that you put on yourself, it's absolutely fine. Use whichever works best for you. It's quite hard seeing white on white. Right. And there we go. We have a Wildflower Meadow. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to catch up with you soon on the Facebook group page. Thank you. Bye bye.